Ludvig, you're a legend, man. You're like this year. You're definitely like my game audio hero. So congrats to you and the whole DS team, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm honestly speechless right now. Let me just go off and thank the team back here in Japan, all the sound designers and audio programmers at the KJP team. And of course, as you guys might have heard a few times during the show, I also like to thank the Sony team, Mike and Jody and Phil and everybody. It's a huge team, and they really made us let us pull something off that I didn't think we would be able to do when we first started out with such a small new studio.
That's awesome, and thanks so much again for joining us. We had a couple things we'd love to talk about the game. So first things first, when you started the project, what were some of your early ideas and inspirations that guided the experience?
Um, well, let me just say, like you guys, I'm originally a composer, so I'm not originally a sound designer. So starting off as an audio director slash composer for this thing um, kind of made me have to take a different direction than maybe some other people would. So it started off with very conceptual ideas rather than like raw ideas of how we were going to tackle things technically, so on and so forth. So it was more of an idea of the world that Mr. Kojima wanted to create, um, the themes of it, and more kind of a gut approach to many of the sound designs that I then worked out with the sound teams and the guys with more experience than me, to kind of make concrete things out of those. While as it obviously for me was very important to have it kind of be a collaborative thing with music and sound design at the same time, as that was kind of a special opportunity for us, having being able to do those cohesively together at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
It's definitely a. Oh, sorry to cut you
no, go
off,
for
Will.
it.
There's,
Sorry.
it's classic Zoom delay. You're absolutely right. It's a masterful feat blurring those lines and blending the space between music and sound. And even on the clip, I think it was I don't remember the clip, but it's the big boss at the end that's walking, and you don't know what's music and you don't know what's
Mm-hmm.
sound design. And moments like that throughout the whole game. Me personally, I finished it a few weeks ago, and my mind is just blown. And even down to the actor performances and some of that. So I'm wondering if there's that creative collaboration you're talking about. Can you describe that a bit more? Are you working closely with Sony, and how does that process develop over the course of however many years it took to develop Death Stranding?
Yeah, first off, thank you. That's definitely what we were going for, that blend. Um, well, it's. I feel like in a lot of ways, I'm a conduit between Mr. Kojima and Sony, and also the composer side of myself, where it's kind of deciphering the ideas and themes that Mr. Kojima is putting forth into something that is sound and audio, and basically being able to have a concrete, somewhat concrete idea of what the world that Mr. Kojima wanted to create was at the very beginning. When I first joined the company, we already had a bunch of design documents to go through and kind of understand what the whole thing would be. Then working slowly towards having a really good relationship with both with the Japanese side of everything and then Sony in the States, and going back and forth between these different minds, basically, to create this puzzle in a way. Um, I think it would have been really hard if we didn't have such close connections between us here in Japan and the guys in the States. Like, I couldn't have asked for better people to work with. Love everybody on the team. Um, Me and Mike, we send Twitter hearts to each other every other week. Love the guy.
I love it.
So yeah, it's a very close collaboration.
Awesome.
That's great. And so I guess the last question that we have is, there's so many people who I think are going to be greatly inspired by this score. It's so unique and it blends so perfectly with the world. And I was wondering if you just had any kind of pieces of advice for aspiring composers who maybe are just joining the industry and looking to learn their craft.
Um, well, you can't really. It doesn't work the same for everyone. Basically, it all comes down to what everybody usually says. It's like if you believe in yourself, if you have something that you want to do, don't give up on your dream. In my case, that ended up being kind of a weird roundabout way of me wanting to go to Japan and then realizing that I could further my music in Japan and just seeing what opportunities are out there and how you can work around that the best way. If it means moving to a different country, if it means getting into an industry that you originally might not have thought you would be getting into, it doesn't matter as long as you're just kind of seeing what opportunities there are and just always trying your best at them. There are many different things that'll make you a valuable component in the game audio world. I'd say for myself, it's not being a very technical sound designer or composer. It's more of a constantly trying to have new ideas and trying out new things. So whatever works for you, just keep trying. It's not
Awesome,
the
man.
most interesting answer maybe, but like, it just happened for me, and I don't think I've had any things that I just didn't think I didn't deserve or anything. So it's just keep going and try getting better at your craft.
That's awesome, man. I think that note of experimentation and kind of your love for new things definitely comes through in all of your work, and it's well deserved. 9 nominations, 6 wins. That's awesome. Congratulations again, and
Yeah.
thanks for coming on the show. And hopefully you'll have some more masterpieces soon.
Thank you guys. Thank you, gang, and everyone who tuned in. This has been an amazing evening for you guys, but I'm going to get to work from here on out, and I'll see if I can be productive at all.
Awesome. We'll enjoy the day. Take care, man.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.